Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. Welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure. And this is my perspective. Thank you all for kicking it off. Silver Fox said, I've been looking forward to this one as soon as I saw the thumbnail. Thank you, Ty Box said, many black women have not realized Mr. Cartwright is more dangerous than bears and black men because the laws are written for him, by him. And I would argue it don't have nothing to do. I'm not going to say nothing to do with the law because they routinely get away with it as per the law, to your point. But it's so much worse than that. Now, there were many videos surrounding this situation, but I chose two, one of which was rather long. It was lengthy because her parents were being interviewed. And also, I did a tad bit of reconnaissance. Okay. And we're going to get into it. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all's support for that conversation. Because just an aside, many times when we have more productive conversations, they don't really get too much traction because unfortunately our community likes arguments and drama dressed up as a productive conversation. So I actually humbly appreciate, I thank you all for showing up and showing out with that conversation, because it really inspired us to want to do that again. Okay. Because when y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something as a content creator, when our audience don't really show up for it, we get really discouraged about it. At least I do. I get discouraged about certain topics and doing certain things when the response is not favorable. But getting to this situation. So the situation that I'm referring to is a content creator. And she was one of those content creators that was trying to promote the soft life and living a wealthy lifestyle, and as well as divestor content, pedestalizing white men over black men, and trying to portray her life as if she's living the dream. She's living the fairy tale as a black woman. I want to clear up something. What is a divestor? It is not merely someone who dates outside of their race. Those things can happen organically, regardless of whether you agree with people doing it or not. Those things can happen organically. If a black person is raised around people of other cultures and things of that nature, or they live around them, it is more of a likelihood that they would be attracted to them and possibly marry them. That's not what a divestor actually is. A divestor is a subgroup of black women who specifically target white men. Okay? And they are usually against black men. There's an even smaller subgenre of black men that feel the same, such as, I forgot the young man's name who got deleted by his snow bunny wife, and she got to walk away scot-free as well. He was, his internet track record was brought up, and how badly he spoke about Black women in general, and how much of a pedestal he was putting his woman on, wife on, who was white. And so all of this stuff is in the minority for both men and women. It's not a majority. However, it is present. Okay, it is present. And the divestor women get more of a focus because they have decided to come to social media and make content about it. Okay. And so they get more attention about it. Okay. And so they get online to speak badly about the collective of Black men, how Black men are subpar, how Black men are not meeting the mark, and they have so much trouble with Black men, and basically how unworthy Black men are and how dysfunctional they are, and their inability to carry a functional relationship where they're the provider and they're the leader and things like that. So divestor content is at its core bed wench content. So these women are not merely meeting white men by chance and happening to fall in love with them. They are actually targeting white men, putting white men in general on a pedestal, promoting to other Black women who listen to their content that they will be able to, quote unquote, rest in their femininity when they get a white man, and they'll be able to live this dream life. And those who make content about it often perpetrate as if being with a white man automatically means that he's wealthy and that you're going to be able to take all these trips and that you're going to be able to do all of these things. The reality is much uglier than that. Much worse than that. So they mix bed wenching with gold digging and sprinkle stuff. So not only are they targeting white men for the so-called status of Mr. Cartwright, they are also targeting them for their supposed wealth. Okay, it's deeply embedded bed wench culture. Okay, and that whole dynamic. Oftentimes, these women will speak very badly about Black men in general and all of these sorts of things. Okay. So now, this type of content is the type of content that Miss Ashlee Jenae was popularized for on TikTok. Okay. Just to give you a little bit of an example about the kind of content that she typically did, I'm gonna make it full screen. Okay, these are some pin. He can't take care of you like. That's her most recent. I'm gonna mute some of these with music. These are just her this one is pinned, and then there are some more recent ones just before her untimely death. All right, so this is her as a little kid. It says, me at 5 being told by Barbizon that I'll never be a model because I'm too short and chubby. So then she goes on 20 years later and shows how she entered into the modeling space. Okay. Video vixen space. Okay, this is her. This is her. All right. So this is what it is, okay? This is her guy. This is the guy that she was with when she met her demise. This is Joseph McCann. That is his name. Got to beware of the white men that want to make content with you, divestor content with you. I'm going to speak on the problem with it. Okay, the perfect heel doesn't exist. So she's gotten these lubricants. So what I want y'all to get from this is the type of content she's making. Like she's rich, she's wealthy, she's living the high life. She's living this fantasy life. Okay? Now, she wants to try to perpetrate as if this man that she has is funding this lifestyle. He's not. He's not. She's funding her own lifestyle. These are gifts that she's buying herself from her career modeling and also social media money. Okay. So all of these things, this is like half cap. It's all cap. The cap part is, oh, this man is treating her this way. When oftentimes these women are funding these entire relationships. These men typically don't have well-paying jobs, and they are not the wealthy ones in the relationship to begin with. She's paying for him. The Mr. Cartwright that they are getting is a pookie. He's a pookie. This and no stress. So she's trying again. Okay, she's, in these tropical areas, these beautiful places. All right. How life sounds when you left Mr. What You Doing for Mr. Be Ready at 8. That did not age well. Okay. This is her most recent content. How can we ever explain this feeling to a man? She's unwrapping a Chanel bag. Okay. She's quote unquote in Korea trying these, exotic foods internationally. This is okay. So this is the type of content that she's doing. Okay. This is divestor content. This is divestor gold digging content. This is what it often looks like. They're so-called lifestyle content, influencers and all that kind of stuff, trying to perpetrate like everything that they do is so wealthy and so wonderful. Okay. Pretty girl. But okay, this is her at 20 and then okay. Now, this video was actually interesting. I'm not going to play the sound. It's unimportant. Okay. Just to give you an idea of who we're talking about. That's the type of content that she make and had been making up until her death. So now it's a lot to ply through. So I'm not going to waste too much time with my commentary. I'll give the commentary as we go. This right here is a screenshot of just 2 of the tweets that have resurfaced in light of her death. She's saying there's nothing like a man who lets you rest in your feminine energy. Then she tweeted, every day Black men wake up and find new ways to embarrass us. Us meaning Black women. Now, I want y'all to take a real good look here because this is the most lengthy. This is the most lengthy one. Y'all are going to stop playing with Mr. Cartwright. He don't like y'all. These men do not like and they specifically don't like divestors. Oh yeah. And he the number one suspect. So now what ended up happening was Apparently, she's been with this man about a year and a half. And they recently just took a trip to Zanzibar. Zanzibar, is it? Zanzibar, Tanzania. And this was supposed to be for her 31st birthday. So she left with him out of the country to celebrate her birthday. They're going on safari trips and they're recording it and blah, 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 blah. On one of the clips, he is seen getting down on one knee and proposing to her. She appears to be very happy about it. Okay. Next thing you know, day or two later, she's found unconscious in the resort hotel room and brought to a hospital nearby where she was pronounced deceased. And very little information has been trickling out from Zanzibar, from the hotel staff, little bit from police, little bit from the authorities there, saying that the few hours before they found her unconscious, that her and her new fiance had a very bad falling out, or some type of altercation, to such an extent that the hotel staff had to separate them, as in she was in one room, they put the guy in another room. Okay. Mr. McCann, her fiance, is being very hush mouth. He is not answering any news outlets. He is not speaking publicly at all about what may or may not have happened to Miss Ashlee. And, you
don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
You don't find that suspicious? He's not talking. So what I'm going to show you is an interview being conducted, and there's a lot of slides. And I need you to not only listen, but to look at the visuals. These are her parents who have split up and are now with different spouses. But the black lady with the glasses is her mother, and the black guy is Ashlee's father.
Ashlee Jenae died during a trip to Zanzibar earlier this month, and now her family is demanding answers. Ashlee's final posts on social media were of her celebrating her birthday with giraffes in Tanzania, Africa, and getting engaged to her boyfriend, Joseph McCann. But there's a local report claiming initial investigations determined Ashlee took her own life during the trip after falling out with her fiance just days after he proposed. Joining me now are Ashlee's parents, Harry and Yolanda, and their spouses. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys.
Thank you.
So local authorities in Zanzibar initially said that Ashlee took her own life, but you guys released a statement saying that her death was suspicious. What do you think happened?
Now, before we continue on, what do you see? The two people in the middle are Ashlee's biological parents. The two people on the outside are the new spouses of those parents. So the black, her father went and got another black woman. Her mother went and got Mr. Cartwright. So now we see where a lot of these ideas may have come from about what a white man it can do, about how much better perhaps a Mr. Cartwright is from a black man. Okay? That is mom's new man. I actually have not really seen that. I've seen on social media more black women I have seen more black women, to be honest with you, having apathy about it and not a lot of sympathy for Miss Ashlee. I mean, of course, it's going to be the hyena warriors who defend everything. But for the most part, I have seen black women be like, nah, this is some foolishness. Why was she over there with him? It was even black women in her comment section on other videos prior to her deletion that was telling her that man gonna do something to you. It don't look right, sis. It don't look right. He gonna be careful with him. He might do something to you. So I've actually not seen this overwhelming majority of black women who've been defending this. I've actually seen the opposite. I've seen the opposite. A lot of black women is like, The sentiment is, we don't think she deserved to be deleted. It's not an enjoyment. It's not a haha. It's not funny. It's not a celebration of it or anything of the sort. The deletion is unjust. Period. Okay? Because if you don't want that woman, just leave her alone. You don't gotta murk her. Okay? So we're not saying it was deserved. Even in the black guy's case a while back, nobody's saying it's deserved. But there's more apathy about it. There's less sympathy over it. Because how many times are you going to watch that movie play out and you keep signing up to audition for it? How many times you going to get to the end credits to see how the movie ends and you keep auditioning for this same movie? This is where the apathy coming from. Because how long are you going to run that script? You don't see what's going on. We don't see the pattern. We don't see a pattern. So we just ignoring the pattern. Is that what we're doing? We're ignoring it, or you don't see it. And if you can't see this pattern, I don't know what to tell you. That's where most people that I've seen is at with it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna get to that actually later on in this. Thank you. Anyone can learn. So Mr. Cartwright doesn't trust divestors and he low-key despises them. They are just a fetish to him. My condolences to the family.
We're not too sure what happened. That's what we're trying to find out. I got 2 emails today from the embassy in Zanzibar. They said the investigation is still ongoing. That they have not determined the cause of death yet at all. An investigation is still ongoing and still pending
Lifestyle influencer
right now. So there has nothing official has been released. That's what we're trying to find out. We just want answers.
What was the initial call like when you first learned that your daughter passed away?
The call was shocking and it was devastating and scary, honestly, because we don't know what's going on and what happened.
What did they relay to you at that time?
Well, the communication came to us from the Hotel Zuri Zanzibar, where they were staying. It didn't come from the hospital or from the police.
Have you guys since spoken to authorities or the embassy?
No,
We-
Which I find that
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
y'all find that suspicious. Why would they receive? And I know we talk about another country who may do things differently, but why would they receive this kind of phone call from the hotel staff? Not the police, not the hospital, not any authoritative body, not from the embassy, not from the hotel. The folks at the hotel, it was on them to call you. They said that they were going to get ready to go, but you know, it's not cheap. Not cheap. They may have had to get the money together to actually get over there. This ain't no domestic flight cost you $200 on Spirit. This an international flight we talking about. So that's a few stacks. Everybody ain't got it just sitting there.
We've had little contact with the embassy, but no, not with the police.
So were you told anything about the manner as to how she passed away or what exactly led up to her passing?
officially, no, we have not talked to anyone from the police or anybody in the medical field at all. Nothing. Nothing has been
What was it that the hotel
right now. So
initially told you guys?
That the person, that Joe McCann, who she was traveling with, had that he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
And then a follow-up call from the hotel several hours later,
and I
relaying.
we just think it's very odd that our daughter is traveling with Joe and we don't hear anything from Joe. To me, that's very odd. And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room. And that's very odd. 11 hours later,
11 hours.
something had transpired, and Joe just relayed to Yolanda that Ashlee was okay and she was stable and she was okay and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes. 11
Initially told you guys.
hours later.
So have you spoken to him since, and what has he been saying?
There has been no communication here.
Wow, shocking. So, you know, as you've seen, the local report said that had claimed that she took her own life. Did you guys ever think that Ashlee had any mental health issues?
I would think that's farther from the truth. If you go to her page, you know, as you can see, she's a beacon of light. You know, she likes being in the limelight. It's like being in the camera. She was an influencer. You know, she loved
her
people.
family.
She loved her family.
She loved her family.
Most of
What was her mindset like before going on this insane African birthday trip?
excited and happy, and she was elated that she was traveling for her birthday to celebrate and be with who she thought was the love of her life.
And you guys said there's really been not much communication.
Hours.
Now I'm gonna pause it right here because there's a lot more to go. We're gonna do a commercial break, but there's a lot here. There's a lot going on. They're asking about the mental health because it was portrayed as if she had taken her own life. So that's why they're asking about, well, what did you know about her, the state of her mental health? Because to take your own life, I don't think people really understand that. People who are entertaining that she might have actually offed herself due to some kind of argument or breakup or whatever the argument might have been. We don't know what the argument and the altercation was all about. But to think that a person would just offhandedly make a decision to delete themselves, because that's not typical. That's not typical. People who end up deleting themselves have wrestled with that usually for many, 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 many years. It's not something that, it's not spur of the moment. You don't spur of the moment do that. People who do that have been depressed many years. They wrestle with the ideation for a long time before they decide it. And it's usually not precipitated by any kind of altercations or anything. They meticulously choose the time and the manner that they do it, because they don't want anybody to be implicated in it or to be suspected of it. They may leave a letter, or they may be contacting their family members and basically kind of saying goodbye. People who are depressed and have self-deletion, ideation, and tendency are usually very happy right before, and they tell everybody. So like they'll go hang out. They'll visit the family members that they care most about. They'll hang out there. They'll party there. We just talked to them. They was just laughing. They was just, you know what I'm saying? And then and then after that, they go do it. That is usually how that happens. People wrestle with that. That's not just, oh, something happened, let me get rid of myself. That's not usually how that happens. So this is why I dismissed that she did that to herself. She did not off herself. Whatever happened, she didn't do it to herself. Of that, I am fairly sure. Right. They don't want to be stopped. They don't want to be stopped. So they don't tell people that that's what they're going to do, because they don't want to be talked out of it. They've made up their minds. So we're going to go on a quick a commercial break. I don't know how quick it's going to be. A commercial break, read these super chats, and then we're going to dive right back into this, because this needs to be talked about. All right. After these messages, we'll be right back. I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is currently pinned to the top of the chat. And also, all of our sponsorship links are in every description for every video and live stream. So you can always click these links at any time. So if you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, you need the body butter on the screen right now. It is spring is upon us. So, you know, it's t-shirt season at least. You know, somebody wearing some shorts or something, and your elbows and your knees and your ankles need to match and not be ashy. So this is the way in which you do it. You get you some Ash Kicking body butter. You click the link in order to do that. And if this is going to be your first order, you want to take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is currently pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. Oh, you guys are bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. And here we go.
One, two.
do the push. This right here is official. Never really saw anything like this before. How do you know when you're doing the proper push up? You gotta go all the way down, chest touching the floor, coming back up full extension. But now that you told me how to do it, now how you know when you're doing it? You don't know, and you won't know unless you have what it is. Nah, that was fine. That was fine. It makes sure it keeps you accountable. Accountability is everything. So
incredible. You can't cheat.
great.
You go all the way down and all the way up, and that's one solid rep. Good money.
That's it. It's no arguing, no debating, no questioning. All the way down, all the way up. You got to start and finish the same way.
She got my shit.
I'm glad.
Fucking crazy right now.
All right, so you definitely want to click the link that is now pinned to the top of the chat, theproperpush.com/VIP, in order to unlock your VIP exclusive offer, because we're going to be launching a Kickstarter campaign. And this is where we ramp it up for everybody that wants to support it. In order to lock in your VIP spot for just $1, these perks are reserved for founding members and people who get in on the ground floor. The membership includes 20% off the proper push when the product is ready to launch. That translates into $100 value, and it's only 100 spots for this pre-order for a VIP exclusive offer. You also get proper push merch deals, instant alerts when the Kickstarter goes live, and first access to early bird Kickstarter rewards and limited deals. All right. So in order to support, all you have to do is click the link and sign up with your email. Click the reserve VIP button now and verify the email. That's how you support. But if you want to lock in your VIP exclusive offer, be on the lookout for that VIP email, which will be immediately sent after you verify your email. Sometimes if it doesn't show up in your inbox, it'll show up in your junk or your spam. So please check that. And all of the perks will be listed in that email, and you'll be invited to become a VIP exclusive member as well. All right. Okay. So we're going to come back, and we're going to come back to this. Oh, before we do that, super chats. I read the first two. Thank you. Unity of Strength said, would you please do a review of the Harriet Tubman movie done by Manosphere Highlights Daily? I'd like to hear your viewpoint on this history. There was another one, because the one that they did with Cynthia Erivo, I refused to watch it because it looks stupid and inaccurate. But there's another Harriet Tubman. I'll take a look. Thank you. HVACs are gonna drop $100 fire here later. I'll be on Jeff's stream later today at 8:30. Had to get some sleep, so I missed it yesterday. No problem. Thank you. HVAC said they don't be living these lifestyles at all. Thank you. Gorilla says soft life yet no money for the funeral. We're gonna get to that part too. Thank you. Bruce Wayne said rest in preference. Brad gets the same. Keisha. Thank you. Dante. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Peace and blessings. Once again, HVAC, thank you. Says true crimson black women are ticked off with black men right now. Facebook and Instagram are war zones. Thank you. Marcus says she probably gone when the staff separated them, because how did they know to separate them? Thank you. I think I read this one. Condolences to the family. Thank you. Anyone can learn. Again, HVAC said in a solo interview, her mom was bucking her eyes. That is a woman that knows she's guilty. She's guilty. Her daughter is not here because of her. Thank you, Isaiah. So I've seen several times where the mother said her daughter called her and told her about that argument, but she never says what the argument was about. That's interesting. Thank you, David, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you for pointing this out. Anyone can learn. Say Mr. Cartwright always says it's suicide. Black person hanging from a tree, suicide. They literally say that. This is why, and I'm just gonna say this before I continue on. This is why I'd be so surprised when black people automatically believe the story that come out of Mr. Cartwright's mouth. We know that man did something to that woman. We know that. Is there a minuscule chance that it might have happened some other way? Perhaps. But Mr. Cartwright is known for deleting the women that he's with, not just divesting Black women, but Mrs. Cartwright, he deletes her too. They got a whole thing on TikTok called Alpine Divorce, and it's white men because white folk like to go hiking. Take their wives, white, Black, whatever, girlfriends, whatever, on long hiking trips to where the women don't know where they are. And then the next thing you know, when she turn around, he be gone. Never to return. Some of them women die out there because they don't have no supplies and no way back. In other cases, the women do find a way back to people. Like they try their best to retrace their steps. And then, you know what I'm saying? Eventually they get back to people and tell people what happened. And then the guy gets to say, oh, we just got separated and got lost. He gets to have plausible deniability about it. So I be tripping out when we be just believing what Mr. Cartwright be saying about what happens. When he hang Black men, he also be saying that's self-deletion too. The Black boy that was found hung right after Charlie Kirk's death, remember on the HBCU campuses, a couple of Black men was found hung. They said that was suicide. Mind you, on the autopsy, one of the men had been beaten. How that's a suicide? They always say that. So I wish we would stop being so gullible about that. Oh, what they say, well, it could be. No. And the way in which the laws be set up and the way in which more devastatingly people's perception of them, they be able more or less to get away with it. Because the guy that murked a few years ago, that other lady, a Black woman, after he had been on a date with her, he was the last person to see her alive. And when the police, quote unquote, questioned him, he seemed like a nice guy. He didn't do it. And they let him walk off. I don't think that guy still ain't served nothing or been arrested. He was the last person to see her alive. The last person to be with her. That's usually the guilty person. It's got to be some weird, real interesting circumstances for you not to be the person that hurt them, but you was the last person to be with them when they were alive. We don't trust them. I remember a Black guy was, this was years ago, probably 3-4 years ago, maybe even longer than that, had went on a little trip with his little white girlfriend and they friends and her friends, all of them white. They went to Greece. They all came back and he didn't. Now nobody know what happened. We don't know, we got into a little scuffle at the bar. Really? And the story don't never make no sense. It be sketchy, spotty, We don't know, you know what I'm saying? 1 minute we was cool, the next minute he just wasn't responsive. Stop trusting these people. If you don't like black men and black women, if you a black man and don't like black women and you ain't gonna date them, fine. If you are a black woman and you don't like black men, you ain't gonna date them, fine. But going over there to that one, to them Cartwrights, with that foolishness, talking about, yeah, I don't date black men. Yeah, I don't date no black women. Oh, okay. They know where to put you. They be knowing where to put you at. So you a traitor. You buck broken and you a bed wench. Oh, okay. I know what to do with you. I can do anything to you. That's what I can do. Anything. I can stand by you and be good to you. Or I can do you dirty. Remember just a couple of months ago, it was a black woman married to a white man and she was eating dog food. Do you think that man would not delete her? The number one thing, if you watch true crime like a lot of women do, I'm guilty as charged. I don't know what's with us women. We love a good true crime. Listen, I be watching body cam stuff. I'm definitely tuned into Ewu channel. Explore with us. Listen, I don't know what's with women, and we a show watch a true crime show. But anyway, you learn a lot watching a true crime show and listening to folks' testimonies and looking at the interrogation videos and the body cams and all that kind of stuff, and listening to how the people who guilty, how they start talking. And the number one thing that a person that delete other people do without fail, they dehumanize the person that they delete. The person that they delete is not a human being. And they have to do that. The person that they delete can't be on the same human level as them. They're them, and the person they delete is an other. Never fails 100% of the time. The person that they delete, especially if they serial deleters, that's the mindset. The people that I hunt, the people that I go after, the people that I torture, the people that I delete, they are not people to them. So I got to dehumanize you and depersonalize you. I have to get rid of your personhood in order to do to you what I'm going to do to you. Because I would never do this to a human being. So Mr. Cartwright is known for deleting his woman. The Gabby Petito. Y'all remember Gabby Petito? That white girl? And she was hiking with her man. That was her little fiance. And they was traveling, cross country. They traveling here and there, in their little van and blah, 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 blah. The last time we seen her was like police body cam, and she was trying to tell the officer, like, you know what I'm saying, low key, like, you got to get me out of here. Like, he gonna do something to me. Like, I ain't real cool. Like, it don't feel right. That this ain't feeling right. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna make it back. And she didn't. He came back by himself. Made up a whole song and dance about he don't know what happened. You know, he don't know nothing. Now he don't want to talk to the police. His family helped him hide. Helped him get away. Only for a few weeks after he, quote unquote, they helped him get away and he was trying to leave, the police found him in the woods or whatever, and he was gone. But he had left that woman in the wilderness. They found her body. That's what's going on. We're gonna go back.
Later.
So have you spoken to him since, and between you and her fiance, Joseph? What, if you could say anything to him right now, what would you say?
We just want to peace.
And we want to know what happens.
What is your understanding as to where his whereabouts are now, and why do you think he would be avoiding your calls?
We don't know. We're unsure right now. That's why we're trying to seek the answers.
Do you know if he's spoken to authorities at all?
We're not aware.
We're not aware.
We're not aware of that at all.
I mean, because what I knew is we haven't spoken to them, so I'm not sure who they are talking to. It's one answer. You know, it's
our attempts to get information.
I'm so sorry. That's got to be extremely confusing and frustrating for you guys. I'm very sorry you're going through that. No parent should ever have to bury their own child. Have her remains been released to you yet? And what are the plans for the funeral?
We don't have any of that. We don't have any of that information yet.
So from your understanding, her body is still in Zanzibar, Africa. What is the last update you got on your daughter's death?
We haven't had a first update yet. That's
the only thing was a brief email from the embassy stating that the investigation was ongoing. That's it.
And one thing that we did reach out. We would like to know about the footage at the hotel. Was there any footage? Did you look at the footage? Did you see the footage? These are things that's very important to us. These are things that can clear everything up. It gives us a timeline. It lets us know what happened. We have not seen or heard or even anything about any kind of footage surveillance. These are things that we need to know.
How are you guys feeling right now?
Devastated.
Lost.
Devastated, lost. A lot of
Confused.
unanswered questions.
Did you guys meet him before this trip, or did he ask you for her hand in marriage before proposing?
Yes. We have money.
Yes.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Now, before we move on, she didn't want her family to have nothing to do with that. You could tell by the answers. When the few slides back, when they asked them about her mental state, her father said, well, you could tell by her posts. That is not the answer of a parent that's close to their child. He would not have referred to her social media. He would have said, no, I talk to her all the time, and she's just fine. She separated herself from her family in general, and I suspect she was closer to her mama than she was her daddy. And she tried to call herself patterning after her mama with that getting a white man. Her and her mama conspire sometimes away from her daddy. She'll come to her mama and yeah, you know, I was thinking about going on a trip, you know, and don't tell dad, and her mama does that kind of stuff with her, colludes with her and all that kind of stuff, and then spring stuff on the father last minute. Well, you know what? She already got the tickets. She already going. Y'all know how. I'm gonna tell y'all how I suspect that it go down. Y'all remember the movie Taken with Liam Neeson? That's my movie right there. But the dynamic between Liam's character and the baby mama. And do y'all remember how her and her daughter conspired for her daughter to take that trip and lie to her daddy about where they was going and when they was going and this, that, and the third. And then once she got there, the story was different. And then he was upset. And when he went to talk to the mama, I knew it was like that. You know, we knew that you were going to overreact. That kind of stupid stuff.
Is there anything else you want to add? I know a lot of people are wanting to hear from you and probably have just as many questions as you guys do at this time.
I was just going to add that we just want the answers to the questions that we're asking and that everyone's asking. We need help getting information, and that's really what we're asking for.
Yes, and that's the reason why we went to social media on Sunday. We had to get it out there because this happened. Everything else happened on Thursday, and nothing was out there. Like nothing was talked about. Nothing was there. So that's why, hey, you know, this is what happened. This was our daughter. You know, everyone needs to know what happened. And that's why that was.
Well, I truly hope you guys get the answers to the questions that you deserve. You deserve to have everything answered. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Thank you so much for joining me today. And please keep us updated about what you're hearing going forward.
Thank you so much.
I have an update on the death of model and influencer Ashlee Robinson. She went by Ashlee Jenae online. I obtained video of a news conference today in Tanzania in which officials say they are holding Joe McCann for questioning and they are holding his passport while police wait for the postmortem. We have been unable to reach Joe McCann. Now, yesterday I reported on this story. You may recall Robinson was on vacation of a lifetime in Zanzibar, an island off the coast of Tanzania in Africa. She was there to celebrate her 31st birthday with her boyfriend of about a year and a half, according to the family. Joe McCann proposed to her on that trip, but last week, something went terribly wrong. Police say Robinson was found unconscious in her villa and was rushed to the hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. Now, her parents received a call from McCann saying that something had happened, but they say it was the resort that told them about the death of their child. Again, the new information today, officials say they are holding Joe McCann for questioning and are holding his passport. I have an update on the death of model and influencer Ashlee Robinson. She went by Ashlee Jenae.
Ashlee Robinson, who goes by Ashlee Jenae online, was on a birthday trip with her fiance at the time. It is Tuesday night. Shari's off. Felicia Vitarelli is joining us. And the big story in Action News is the mysterious death of a South Jersey woman, now drawing international attention.
Now, tonight, we know new details from authorities about her death. She was on a vacation of a lifetime in Zanzibar, Tanzania, which is on the east coast of Africa. Action News reporter John Paul live in the Satellite Center now with the very latest, and the family desperate for answers, John.
Yeah, Alicia, Rick, they are desperate for those answers. Now, we did get some new information. We know that authorities in Tanzania have confiscated her fiance's passport. This is while he's still being questioned. But according to the BBC, local authorities there in Tanzania did not originally suspect him of any wrongdoing, while the family continues to be desperate to know what happened.
I don't think no one else is going to fight for it the way we will.
That fight continues tonight as the parents
Ashlee Robinson, who goes by
of Ashlee Robinson, press for answers as to what happened to their daughter who was found dead in Tanzania. Today, the two spent the day in Washington, D.C., trying to get information from the embassy. They spoke with Action News yesterday, saying they were getting nowhere.
No one wants to talk to us. Like, just let us know what happened. That's the only thing we want to know is the truth.
There is nothing that's confirmed. We don't have anything from the police or law enforcement that states that there is a conclusion to anything. It's under investigation, and it's under investigation because it doesn't look right.
Robinson, a 31-year-old social media influencer who went by Ashlee Jenae online, was found unresponsive in her hotel room in Zanzibar and declared dead April 9th. Police say they're investigating it as a possible suicide. But investigators in Tanzania said she had been in a fight with her fiance, Joe McCann, hours earlier, and the two were separated by hotel staff. He was moved to a different villa, which was about a 10-minute of Ashlee Robinson pressed for a minute walk away from where she was staying. Her parents are now pushing for security footage from the Zuri Zanzibar hotel.
If there's security footage, that will tell the story. So we just want to know if there's any security footage, if there's anything just to saying that what he's saying is true.
The hotel hasn't responded to them, but did provide a brief statement to ABC News saying they were deeply saddened by a tragic incident involving one of our guests. Tonight, the family's preparing to fly to Zanzibar to try to get answers in person.
I just know that I have to keep going forward. I'm never going to give up. And I just want the truth out there.
We did reach out to McCann. He has not responded. As for the autopsy, that is expected to be released at some point tomorrow. The parents tell me that they are still trying to make the trip out to Africa. They expect to do that sometime this week, but they're waiting on that autopsy. Live tonight in the Satellite Center, John Paul, Channel 6 Action News. Rick?
We're going to stop it there. Let's talk about the GoFundMe first. This supports my theory about them not being in connection with her. They don't have any access to whatever money she was making from any kind of modeling she was doing, or whatever money she was making from TikTok, however it was that she was funding her lifestyle and things of that nature. They don't have access to that money, or that money has been depleted anyways. We don't know how much of it was capped and all of that. We don't know if she was in debt. We don't know the financial scope. But what we do know is that there is a GoFundMe in place by her family in order to help with the expenses of burial, probably expenses of flying out there and just handling the business of, taking care of their daughter after this tragedy that has befallen them. If the white man that she was with was as wealthy as she proclaimed and was funding the lifestyle, and he is innocent, he not paying for the family to come out there? Because if he's being investigated and they're holding his passport, he doesn't have leverage to come back. He can't come back. But he is not in contact with the family to say, hey, let me pay for y'all. I'm going to send y'all the money. I'm going to have the money arranged so y'all can come here. I need y'all to come here. Because I don't know what happened to her. I didn't do anything to her. I loved her. So I'm going to arrange for y'all to come here, whatever y'all need, whatever the dollar amount is, I'm gonna hook y'all up so y'all can come. And we can figure it out together. He ain't got no money. He don't have no money. The whole thing was capped. Whole thing was capped. How you ain't talked to them people? How you didn't talk to her parents to give them a blow by blow? This is what happened. You know, earlier that day, Then we went to the hotel. We had a little argument, but whatever. And for the report to come out that the police and authorities in Zanzibar automatically didn't see nothing wrong with it, we can't forget that most of Africa was colonized also. So they got a warped sense of who Zaddy is too. Zaddy can't do no wrong. In most parts of Africa, Zaddy can't do no wrong. We saw that with him pulling up, getting all them chicks and pulling them with nary a word. and they was going. Zaddy can't do no wrong. So it don't surprise me that they would cover for him. Oh, let him go. We don't know what kind of check cleared. What kind of money he said, huh? Keep your mouth shut. If we don't learn nothing else from popular pop culture and all that kind of stuff, is that police departments and governmental bodies in the various countries and places in Africa are highly corruptible, and a few dollars go a long way. So a GoFundMe is crazy when she on camera unwrapping Chanel bags and Christian Louboutin heels and taking trips to Korea and all in Zanzibar. Who ain't nobody got no money? Ain't nobody got no money? My apologies. Ain't nobody got no money? Who funded the trip? Who funding the trips? Who funding the Chanel bags? You know who else need to watch out? That King of Queens girl. That divestor. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The one with the real big white guy. And she make all them stupid videos. Because just last year or the year before, they was on camera arguing and carrying on. And she let it out that she the one pay for everything. And he ain't got no money. He ain't got no job. Y'all remember that? Yeah. He huge. She a little bitty old thing. She a little bitty old thing. She ain't but 5 foot nothing and 100 and nothing pounds. He all a 6'4", built like a linebacker. If he ain't 250, he ain't a pound. And ain't fat either. Running around here looking like the Big Show. Well, it's the Big Show head. Like he the Big Show. They got into it, released all of the footage. She arguing and carrying on. They arguing. She mad because he acting a fool and she pay for everything. Now they making corn, which does not surprise me that they would be on OnlyFans because she was a stripper. But when they met, she was a stripper, a baby mama and a stripper. So she was hoeing anyway. One more thing before we get out of here. And I'm going to get to the super chats because I see my brother HVAC bless me. About a year or two ago, it didn't get a lot of rumble, but it should have. Because there was a small group of white men who was making like little clubhouse, like little groups and stuff, talking about how they don't like divestors and that they should get with them in order to murk them because they don't like being targeted. They felt like it was a targeted campaign towards them to like make them like the butt of a joke or something. They felt offended by it. They felt offended. They felt like, don't be coming over here like trying to talk about black men, but then try to make it where you getting with us for some kind of get back or whatever it is that you think you're doing. Because whatever it is you think you're doing, we're not going. And divestors have a particular look to them and a particular way that they talk. Then I did a few years ago a video of a white man who actually got online to talk about how he did not like it. He didn't like it. He didn't use the word divestor, but he was like, I don't like how the black men, how these black women, is a certain group of black women that talk about black men real bad. And then they come over here to white men to put us on a pedestal, but we're actually not better than black men. So I don't know where they're getting it, that we're going to give them some kind of wealthy life or whatever they think we're going to do, when many times the black men that we know are better than us, or we on the same level. We the same kind of guy. We working this, that, and the third. And he was like, I don't like it that the only value that I seem to have is the fact that I'm white. Like, you don't like me. You're not with me because you like me. You are with me because I'm white, and I don't like that. They are offended. Their ego is not boosted for this. They're offended by it, and that's coming out of white men's mouth. Then the other video of the white man that owns the dating app, and he was like, y'all black women trying to get with these white men just because they white. I don't know what you're doing. Why are you doing that? What's going on? Why y'all not matching up with the people that y'all match up with, like just on the basis of, you know, your interests are similar and things, and like y'all are targeting the white men. They don't like it. They feel targeted. They feel scammed. And they feel like you automatically like lying to them or something. And you trying to get something out of them. They don't like it. And that's part of the real reason why they are very comfortable getting rid of y'all. Because they done already kind of made a little pact to get rid of y'all. Since y'all are coming over there and y'all want them so bad, they gonna give you something to cry about. You crying about black men, they say they gonna give you something to cry about. Mr. Cartwright said he'd give you something to cry about. Oh, you think it's sweet over here? You think you're gonna live a soft life? You think you're gonna use me? And you're not. And y'all keep going over there playing with them men. Right. They feel objectified. Like they not human beings or something. And white men are not accustomed to that. They are accustomed to being at the top of the heap, or at least being perceived to be at the top and perceived to be the best. And they're the human standard. They don't like that objectification because it makes them go lower than a human being. They don't like it. And they'll teach you a lesson about it. Come over here playing. Let me get to these super chats. Because if they knock off their own, what do you think that they're going to do with you? Mr. Cartwright knocks off his own. His own woman is not safe. This is why I be saying Mrs. Cartwright needed feminism. They sold it to black women, but Mrs. Cartwright needed it. She needed some kind of protection from him. I actually don't blame white women for thinking up feminism. They needed it. The stuff that they say about Mr. Cartwright is true. Mr. Cartwright has never liked women. He don't like them. Culturally, he don't like them. He look down on them. Women is not nothing but baby makers. They baby makers, and they there to, you know what I'm saying, kind of slave form and stuff like that. And, you know, sit down and shut up and all that kind of stuff. All that misogyny and that crazy misogyny that they try to say every man do, that's Mr. Cartwright. He does that kind of stuff. Thank you, Gorilla. Said Brad takes him out on a boat trip. Right. A little mysterious little boat trip that only he survives. Thank you, Romel. Said us as black men, we put up with stuff. Body bag Brad ain't letting it slide. And the crazy part about not body bag Brad, the crazy part is you ain't even got to be doing nothing. Listen, before I move on to these other super chats, Mr. Cartwright has a long-standing, well-documented history of waking up one day and deciding that he's not going to do it anymore. And he doesn't divorce like a normal human being. He gets rid of his family. He's not trying to pay her no alimony, no child support, none of that stuff. He's trying to get rid of him. Okay? It is well documented that is what he gets up. That's his snapping. He gets up one day, he go to work. Thank you. Thank you. He gets up one day, he go to work, he act like things is normal, and he's gonna off you and them little rug rats. Baby, them rug rats in trouble too. And they be his. They be his. Them be his kids. They be looking just like him. And he gets rid of them. He don't care how old they is, how young they is. Little babies, he gets rid of them. Rid of them. You understand? Thank you, HVAC, saying y'all can forget America doing anything about it. Like, just forget it, because it's not happening. It's not. Thank you, Bakish, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you so very much for the very generous contributions that you have made today and all the other days as well, HVAC. I appreciate you, young brother. So I'm going to say this. We never forgot what Black women said about Kobe. Of course, Godfather, Mrs. Samuels, we kept receipts. As far as I'm concerned, Ashlee was an enemy to Black people. I don't care what y'all think. Her mindset said a lot. So be mad at Black men. I don't care. Thank you so much. Thank you, Top Doted said we are at war and we should know who the enemy is. The movie The Stepfather shows you how Mr. Cartwright could get. Listen, the original Stepfather came out in the 80s. That was my movie. You understand? I think they made like a little remake of it like a few years, like maybe I want to say 10 years ago or something like that, maybe longer. But yeah, The Stepfather, oh, baby, bye. Thank you, Ezel. So I wonder if he wanted her to do things with wealthy men who come to Africa to get clients for his struggling business. See, we don't know what the altercation, what sparked it. You understand? Thank you so much. Thank you, Elijah said, just watch the clip of the Joe Budden crew talking about her. They knew her and she was outside before she got with Mr. Cartwright. They usually are. Thank you, 24 for both of these. Said they're making themselves easy targets, and Brad and Tomas don't value the mixed so-called magical babies, them divestors glorified. They don't. They really be looking at them with disdain, especially Mr. Cartwright. But thank you. I appreciate everybody that came through rocking with me today. I definitely appreciate, because we needed to talk about all of these different dynamics that go with this story. Once again, condolences to her family, though. You know, they didn't ask for this. You know, I think it's a lot of things underneath all of it, but it would be at this point just theorizing. But anyways, not they be depressed. They do be looking at them kids. Them kids be getting whole side eyes. Like it be a whole side eye. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.